All right, what's going on, guys? Try back again to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a review for the fourth episode of the final season, season 8 for Fear the Walking Dead. This one is called King County. Alright, dudes, and possible spoiler warning if you have not seen this episode yet for Fear the Walking Dead. That said, I think each episode for Fear the Walking Dead right now, in its 8th season, considering the original Walking Dead TV series has now finished off, is only getting around 500,000 views per episode. So not that many people have come back to watch Fear the Walking Dead. That said, its views were kind of declining year by year. They announced that this is the final season. They announced that they're ending things off for Fear the Walking Dead. I think after seeing these episodes for the season, I think that makes sense. I even skipped through parts of episodes 2 and 3. One reason, and I never do that for Walking Dead. I never, ever skip through almost any parts. I usually watch it all the way through with you guys, but a little bit limited by time right now. A couple weeks for the baby's going to be born, about 2 weeks or so. So got other stuff, going on and everything, but definitely want to watch this episode, King County, because this is the episode where we get to see Morgan return to King County. They sort of alluded to something like this in the premiere episode for season 8, episode 1, where Morgan is sort of going back into his clear state. He's going back into his clear mode a little bit. He's been writing some, things on the wall, one of which says King County. So in this episode, we see him go ahead and return there, and he's kind of followed by Mo, Grace, and then Dwight and Sherry, connected with Padre. Now, this season so far, I thought Padre would be a good angle for this season, seeing Madison return. I thought it was a cool kind of shape up for this season to start for season 8. I thought it was a good place to end off season 7, so I thought it was a good setup for season 8. After seeing the premiere episode, Padre to me is nothing really too special in the Walking Dead universe or too crazy or anything. It just kind of feels to me like another location or another group that's out there without really anything too memorable, I think, or notable from what they've been doing so far. June, Madison, the others, and everything. But this episode I was looking forward to because this is something like getting to see Morgan return there, which I thought would be really good and would be really fun to watch. It's just okay for me. Episode 4, I didn't think that it kind of felt like it's been a long time since we've seen this location since the beginning of the Walking Dead series. We got to see Morgan again with Rick in Clear, which is kind of like the last time they sort of touched on some of the themes and locations of King County and some of the earlier stuff, very early Walking Dead, Jenny and Dwayne. And we do get to see zombified Dwayne in this one. And spoilers, Morgan does finally put him down. You have Mo, who's very, as a character, very mediocre for me. Doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Grace, who I think is a good character from Fear, one of the better characters from Fear. Spoiler, she gets bitten in this episode with this whole King County journey, and we'll have to see what happens with her in the next few episodes, whether or not she'll be able to survive, or whether or if that's it for her. But the series is ending anyways. This is season 8, so we've only got a couple episodes left. There's going to be a break, and then they're going to come back with, I think, another 6 episodes or so, something like that, and kind of finish off Fear the Walking Dead, give it some kind of an ending. I was hoping to see like a really good ending for Fear with a really strong villain. We haven't seen a strong villain from Padre, I would say. You've got Dwight and Sherry in there too, and they're okay and everything. They're familiar for Walking Dead. Obviously, getting to see Madison back is good. King County, I thought this episode would be better than it was. I think it was just like an okay episode, for Walking Dead universe, for Fear the Walking Dead, with getting to see Morgan return, because he brings the Fear crew with him in this one back to King County, which fair enough. Grace is a good addition. Mo is okay. Dwight and Sherry I feel like they don't add that much to it. It's not really something that's that's part of their storyline as a location. So they're kind of placed into the mix in this episode. So in terms of score for this episode, I'm just going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's just okay. I'm going to sort of keep tabs on Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know if I'm going to review, you guys know in previous years where we review every episode and we stick to it every time. I feel like with this season for Fear coming back with season 8, I reviewed the premiere, kind of got to see how much interest there was for Fear, and really got a sense like there's not that much interest for Fear right now. After the original Walking Dead series ended, even though they've announced that Fear is ending, not that much interest for it. I think it'll be interesting to see how it kind of ends off and what we get to see for the ending for Fear and what that's like. But I really feel like a lot of Fear has been quite uneventful, last couple of years and that. It's been a lot of running around and a lot of back and forth, and we see that this season too with Padre. A lot of back and forth and running around, but not a lot of substance, not a lot of, it kind of feels like they're having trouble committing to things, So it's like, I hope they can give us some kind of a good ending, but for a good ending, I think for Fear the Walking Dead, you kind of want to see a really strong villain or something like that, and kind of a final climactic sort of battle or something of the sort like this. And with these episodes so far in Season 8, it just feels like more of the same. It feels like similar to maybe Season 7. It doesn't feel as good as Season 6, that's for sure. And from what I'm saying, and from what I'm seeing in, and it just kind of feels like kind of back and forth and kind of like, so-so, I would say. It doesn't really feel like a final season. It just kind of feels like at the end of the season when things end off, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like, okay episodes, whatever, and then, series kind of finishes and that's basically it, right? It doesn't really feel like we're kind of setting up to some kind of climactic all-out war type of battle or something like that, so I don't know. The Padre stuff is not as good as I thought it would be. The King County stuff from this one, although that's appealing to OG Walking Dead fans, it's done in the frame of Fear the Walking Dead and the characters that you have from there. It's not like Rick is in it or anything like that. So it sort of gives it kind of like it's a familiar location, but it doesn't really feel the same. And because the cast is totally different except for Morgan, it doesn't really hit on, I think, those kind of familiar, OG Walking Dead vibes of Morgan really returning. It almost just feels like another location. It doesn't really feel like that epic original location from the original Walking Dead. And even though in theory and from the trailer, it feels like that's what you're going to see, getting to see the episode through, it really just feels like another episode. It doesn't really feel like anything too special or anything to me. All the stuff with Dwayne is good and everything. And, I don't know. But maybe that's just kind of me where I'm at. I'm kind of falling off a little bit for Fear. So let me know what you guys think right at the end, too, anyway. So you kind of want to see that final sort of season be kind of epic and big and everything like that. So far, I don't think it's really been that. I think it's just been okay. And, for a final season, you kind of want to see something really good. So we'll see how things finish off for Fear the Walking Dead, who's alive at the end and what they do. But I was hoping to see some kind of climactic villain to finish the series off. We don't have that many episodes left. If they're doing 12 episodes for the season or something, that gives us about this is episode 4, so what is that, 8 episodes left or so. So we kind of want to see like some kind of final climactic thing to finish it off and go out with a bang, but we'll see what they end up doing and how things kind of finish off. We also don't know if they have any intentions of using Morgan and some of the Fear cast or crew again in the future in possible Walking Dead spinoff series, but with 500,000 views per episode, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not really looking to use them, or if they're not looking to create more content based on the Fear characters. Maybe they want to just kind of finish it off just based on fan demand and such. So comments below, thumb the video up below. Let me know how you're feeling with this one. I feel like I want to apologize for not sticking to the weekly reviews of every episode because I kind of wanted to, but life got in the way. YouTube suspended me for like over a week, like 10 days from posting for something I said in 2020, 3 years ago, in a live stream 3 years ago. So really stupid, right? So it got in the way, it interfered, and then of course we got to finish off things here for the baby to come soon. Found the video up below. Subscribe at the bottom. Let me know what you think. A little bit anticlimactic from me, as you know, you guys know I'm one of the biggest Walking Dead fans out there in the world for sure. At this point, very dedicated, very loyal to the series, as I know a lot of you guys are too. So you're in the same boat too. How did you feel about Morgan returning? Did it feel like to you? Are you like with me, where in your mind it seemed like it would be cooler than it actually was when we got to see the episode? The episode itself just felt like another episode. It didn't really feel like, you know, this is like one of the most memorable episodes. This is like Clear or something, or so memorable that you're gonna remember this after. To me, it felt like just run-of-the-mill kind of stuff. Thumb it up below, share, favorite, subscribe at the bottom. So for this one, see you guys again soon for another. Trev saying peace later, guys. See you soon.